Hello everybody, day 4 at COP29 here in Azerbaijan. My name is Jeremy Wilks and this is our after hours roundup of what's going on. We're recording actually a little bit earlier than usual because people have got busy things to go and do. I'm here with Giorgia Orlandi. Hi Giorgia.
Hello.
And Jane Witherspoon. How's it been going for you today?
Well, I've been really busy. I actually have just come from an interview with COP President Designate.
Actual COP President, that's cool.
Mukhtar Babayev. Yes, while you two were roaming the streets looking for freebies, I've been doing the proper journalism. But no, listen, on a serious note, it was really interesting talking to him, about how COP has been perceived so far, how it's going in terms of the adoption of the agenda and everyone making sure they're on track with the relevant talks.
Finance, does he think we're going to get a deal?
I did ask him if he thinks, what that finance deal might look like. He did give me the diplomatic answer, which is, it's still a little bit too early for now, but we're on the right path. The common agreement is that we do need to find a resolution to this. He also talked about the fact that this is the word I can't say, the World Meteorological Association.
Organisation. WMO.
That's it.
Basically the UN's weather people.
Yeah. So they've just announced, obviously, that we've had the warmest decade on record. 2024, I think, had the hottest day, the hottest month.
And the hottest year.
So I asked him if he was kind of worried about that. He said, as a global collective, we do need to address this. This is what we're here to do and, to...
It did resonate, that report from the WMO, didn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Giorgia, what's going on with you?
So today I've been following... Finance Day here at COP, which entails many different things from the financing, more technical side. Had an interview with CDP, covering all these issues, what we're like, the scope of this goal, the amount that has been put on the table. And
anybody giving you numbers? Because I'm keep reading a trillion. Is that actually reachable? Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, that's exactly what I asked her. I said, "What? Give me the numbers. Let's talk about numbers." And she said that the main request is that obviously smaller states and islands are demanding those figures to be in the trillions, and that's exactly what we are waiting to see whether or not this outcome will be. Around that money or not.
Yeah, the Americans gave a little update on their financing, but it's a couple of billion. It's nothing compared to what they should be paying, according to a lot of people here.
I forgot. This is how busy our days are. I forgot that I actually moderated a big session for Azerbaijan Central Bank of Azerbaijan earlier today as well, which was very interesting because we had people from the EIB, private banks all across Europe, and to be in a room with the bankers and hear what they're saying, the people that are controlling the money.
Do they want to make it happen? Do they think there's something in it?
Yes, they definitely do. Everybody was there and everybody was, on point and on brand with, we have to make a change. Yeah.
Now, money, as we've already said in After Hours, that we are all about the freebies. We don't really like spending very much money. And Giorgia made a very nice discovery that when you go to the lost and found department here at the media centre, you might have lost something, but you also find something. Explain.
Okay, so what happened to me was that I lost my power charger adapter. So I was looking for it. I went to the lost and found desk and they were really extremely helpful and kind. They gave it back to me and they said, "Oh, now that you've lost this, we give you this back." And so I got this back. Jeremy saw me, was like, I want it as well. So me too, I think I lost something.
And surprise, I have missed out again. Not only do I not have a water bottle, I still don't have one of these nice tote bags that
it's got dried fruit, a pen and some stickers in there. And who doesn't like a good sticker?
What's your favorite item?
I think the dried fruit's going to be really good. I mean, all the food I've had, the pen's nice, but all the food I've had in Azerbaijan so far has been fantastic. So I have high expectations for that. I'm just hoping, if the European Union's listening, are we allowed to export that to the EU? I don't know whether I might be breaking some rules when I take that back.
Don't know either. We'll find out.
Yeah. Well, if they arrest me when I arrive in France.
4 a.m. when you're on that plane tomorrow morning.
That fruit, sir, and I'll quickly eat it. So I am having a conversation with the mayors of various parts of Europe who are here because when it comes to climate change, they're on the front line. They've got to fix a lot of problems. They've got to clean up afterwards, as we see in Valencia. I'm going to be asking them, how do you climate-proof your town? You need to drive down your emissions, Great. You can do that with electric cars. You can do that by planting trees, greening. It's happening all over Europe. Cities are doing that. You also need to make yourself resilient to these kinds of impacts, floods that you might have, droughts that you might have, extreme heat waves that you might have. All those things can hit your infrastructure really badly, and we've seen that resonating a lot. Actually, what's happened in Valencia still kind of hangs over the conversations here a lot, doesn't it? And I was also just talking to an African expert in energy systems, and he was talking about how basically in the African continent there is no factory producing solar panels, so they're exporting the minerals that they use to make these solar panels. They're going off to China and then they're having to buy those back, basically importing inflation, as he says. He's calling on the African Union to come together, a big pan-African organization, to have a big investment to start making solar panels in Africa with African workers. And interesting, and that's one of the great pluses of this place, is the different people that you meet. And I just bumped into him and I was listening to him and I was like, this is fascinating. Who have you bumped into?
Have I bumped it? What, do you know what? I keep seeing the same familiar faces. On the journalistic beat as well, we kind of get to know each other from other broadcasters as well. So, but in terms of, I've just been working. I mean, yeah, I haven't really been people spotting.
But I thought it was very interesting what was reported in The Guardian yesterday, which was related to Mia Mottley saying that she'd like to have a one-to-one sit-down with Trump to try and fix the problem. And that's a question we might be going out with a few reporters going to try and find out whether or not other leaders want to do the same kind of thing. Is that maybe the way that things get done, bilateral deals? What do you think?
Well, it's still too early to say, actually. And in fact, speaking about people I've bumped into, I've been following activists. So, because today is the first day that the venue has allowed activists to actually stage their protest inside the venue, which is a big thing because so far we haven't seen any of that. So, for the first time, we've seen some activity going on, some action.
Without bringing it back to the food situation, I did see that there's been a bit of a hoo-ha about vegan food. So they've sent out a directive making sure that everybody knows in their efforts to be, you know, a bit more right on, that you can get a lot of vegan dishes here
and
now.
It's a continual problem. I've been to lots of COPs where the food is just not great. It's difficult to get food, or everybody complains about it. It's somehow controlled by the United Nations, right? The food that gets in here, and you would think that somebody a bit politically correct at the UN would say we kind of need some vegan food at the climate change event. Why that's not happening, I don't know. My favourite place is downtown, where you've got this great car crash between Mexican and Turkish food happening, thanks to a recommendation from Jane. They've got vegan food down there.
In Baku.
Yeah, and I couldn't get into the restaurant that we went to last night, which is epic. There was a queue outside. All of COPs obviously decided they want to go to that place.
The place we ate the other night?
Yeah, the place
fantastic.
underground.
It's like a cave, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aladdin's cave that just keeps going.
It has got the Aladdin's cave vibe going on, but yeah, it had about 20 people from the German delegation queuing up the steps to get in there yesterday. So there was no chance.
Have you made it around the old town yet?
Yeah, the old town
is
very nice.
It's beautiful.
It's very, 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 very nice. Have you been down there?
Yes, I have. On the first day, first afternoon. Yes, amazing.
Did any of you see the art installation of the big whale that they have down on the beach?
No, I haven't made it to the beach yet.
No? Okay, no. You'll have to check that out.
I need to pop down there later on because I had to travel back because I've got to go to Brussels next week. But anyway, this climate change conference is going to carry on. We're starting to get into the nitty-gritty of the details on the numbers, as we're saying about finance. We have got a lot of conversations going on that we're not allowed to go and listen to. An awful lot of the meetings on the menu of the day say no media, invitation only, etc. So it's pretty tricky to pick up on what's going to go on. In terms of the people I met on the bus, because I know you want to know about that, I met a professor from the University of Pennsylvania who's an economist, and he was telling me that he thinks there won't be a clear finance deal. There'll be a kind of roadmap to a finance deal.
Plan for a plan.
Yeah, and then we were talking about carbon pricing per tonne, my favourite topic, and he was saying around $200 a tonne was sort of thing that could make a difference. There's a lot of people calling for taxes, for example, for first-class flights and business-class flights, that they should be paying more, for example, to have more taxation on that. When you look at the numbers that are spent on subsidising fossil fuels around the world, and then you look at the amount that's requested here in order to deal with the effects of climate change, there's financing goal of about $1 trillion. Those numbers seem to match up quite a lot, ironically.
Last word on methane. You've been talking about methane a lot to me as well, Jeremy.
We're going to get a deal on methane, I think.
Are.
I've got a feeling that one's going to get across the line, and we put a price on methane, and suddenly it'll get cleaned up. And that is really good because methane is very powerful, very potent greenhouse gas. Over a 20-year period, it is incredibly warming. So if you can do that, you can actually reduce the projected warming by about half a degree, which is worth having. Every half a degree counts, right?
You are our science brains.
There we go. Thanks very much for being with us here on Euronews. Keep following our live blog where Lottie and Rosie are keeping you up to date with everything that's happening, and head over to euronews.com for all of the information that you need, and watch us online, on TV, wherever you like. We're there. See you soon.
See ya.
See ya.